Now, before I jump in, why is this the best Amazon FBA repricer? Number one, it's efficient. I can manage my business repricing in less than 5 minutes per day by uploading the repricing, and I'll show you how I do that. Number two, it automates all the hard work. It handles my mins and max for me automatically with just the cost price, and it makes sure that I get sales. Number three, it's smart with the buy box. It doesn't undercut the buy box, and it doesn't drop below my minimums, which I've seen with other repricers. Number four, it boosts my profit margins. It actually raises the buy box price and it increases my overall profit margins, helping me to make more money. So the tool that I'm using right now is a tool called Seller Snap. But I want to show you some actual results from my own business. You can see the repricer that I used to use, and then when we changed to Seller Snap, how that increased. So let me show you a graph from my own profit and loss software. This isn't actually from Seller Snap software. This is from the profit software that we use to analyze revenue and profitability, which I think is really impartial because it's a third-party tool. Now, what I've done is hidden a lot of other information and just taken out this for the screen share. And I want to share with you what we're seeing. So this first graph is going to be sales. So you can see my sales are pretty static. They're pretty much doing about 5,000 per day. Pretty happy with that. And you can kind of see here, it tells you like what's the date, what's the profit, and what's the sales. So I sold 139 units, sales of 5,000, and the profit was about $912. So happy with that, no problems. This is how my previous repricer was working. And now I've moved to Seller Snap. You can start to see it's really pushed that profit up, and it's also improved the sales because it's winning the buy box. So you can see here, sales increased over that 5,000. We hit over 1,000 in profit. Again, here we did 1,570, which is a new record for us. Absolutely love that. We did nearly $10,000 in sales. Next day, 7,000, 1,250. Next day, 1,415. Now, let me show you another graph, which is actually the profit graph on its own. And you can see that right here. So you can see pretty much we average between anywhere like $600 profit up to probably just shy of 1,000 going across. And then when we come into around the 19th, which is the date when we transfer Seller Snap working for its first full day, by the way, because we did it on the 18th, you can start to see that profit really shoots up, which makes such a big difference. And you can just see the results of that. Very consistent sales. We bought all the same products throughout the period. We're very static on what we're buying, same types of products, but it just increased A, the buy box, which means we get more sales, and B, the profitability of those buy boxes. And you can see it in my numbers. Now let's jump into Seller Snap itself and actually show you around what it looks like. So I've jumped in right now and I'm going to blur some information obviously about my products, so I don't want to share them away. But what you can see is we've now been running it for a couple of weeks, and hence why I'm making this video. So you can see my revenues up, profits up. And actually what's interesting is my buy box share is down because sales have gone up and I've actually started selling out of a lot of my good products. So I need to buy some more. But you can see across the board, everything's pretty much up, which I'm super, super happy about. Now, when we scroll down, what you got is obviously this kind of like graph that sets you out. You've also got these kind of like preset filters, which I love, and you can customize them. You can even customize the views, which I'll talk about in a minute. When you scroll down, you're going to see your products and you're going to see all the information about them. And when we talk about the word views, what we're doing is how do we see this information here? So what's the layout of the columns that we're looking at? So I have the default one, which is this one, or I might have selling at max. They have different column headings. Top sellers I can look at, or maybe my non-competitive. A non-competitive is a really simple one where I have different column headings because this is the way I need to see the products. Non-competitive means that where is it that my price might be $50 and someone else is $45 and I'm at my min, so I'm non-competitive. So this just allows you to not only save ways to find products and look at them, you can actually analyze them really, really quickly in the right way that's going to help you out. And you can change these by adding all the columns in and filtering it to what's going to work for you. And then you can save those columns and update, save the views, or even create new views, which is just going to make your life so much easier. It's got some really powerful filters in here. And the one thing that they used to do is used to have these advanced diagnostic filters on the more premium package. It now comes with the package that everyone gets, which is amazing. So you get all of the customization, everything that you need to help you find those products, get in there, figure out which ones aren't selling or doing the right thing, and then you can analyze them, which is part of that 5 minutes per day. Now, when we come back to the overview page, the one bit I love is you can have an overview of your business, where you're performing, what's going on, and it can tell you like like you can have these areas here that will help you see certain parts of the business. So for me, I'm saying I need to reprice 26. So today I've got 26 new listings that I need to put the price on. So I can jump in, quickly update those, and that's part of the 5 minutes per day. And then it will go from there and just manage the business for me. Now, one of the questions you might be asking is, how do I actually manage it in 5 minutes per day? Well, one part of it is uploading, but the other part is just letting the repricer do its thing. And let me show you the settings inside, how we set it up, that's going to help you manage the repricer in a lot less time. Now, when we come into settings, you go to store settings, and you're obviously going to be able to see the repricer yourself. So right now I've got my repricer, and you can see here it's got a couple of options. So we've got like the repricing settings. Now, this is the one bit that I really love called repricing guard. At a fundamental level, Seller Snap has AI repricing. Everyone talks about this, but the one thing I really love about Seller Snap is that the AI repricing actually works, and I've watched it for a long time on Keeper, seeing what my price is doing relative to others. And what do I mean? Increasing prices. But also, sometimes it will go under the buy box to win you the price, it will win you the buy box because you've not got it, and then bring that price back up again. And I've seen that time and time again on many, many listings. What happens is the AI repricer is figuring out what's going on the platform, figuring out how the competition's reprices are working, and it's not trying to take all of the sales, it is trying to let the competition win some, but also making sure that you get some as well, and your products are moving, which is the important part. And when it gets the price or the buy box, it will start increasing that price, so the competitor's price comes up as well. What's the big part about this? It's called buy box guard. This is basically telling the repricer, the AI repricer, how much can it go under the repricer to win you the buy box to win you that buy box, and then bring it up. So for me, I set mine at 0.1. That's 10 cents maximum under, because sometimes some repricers are pretty aggressive, but for me, that's as much as it can go down. I think the default setting is 0.05. You can have calls with Seller Snap, and they'll check not only your settings, but also how you're performing and recommend any changes, which I absolutely love. And I've not seen that with any other repricer. The fact they're willing to get on a call with you just to go through it and to make sure it works. Now, on top of this, you have things like business price. So if you're doing a lot of business sellings, it makes a big difference, and competitive price threshold. One of the biggest problems I've seen with many reprices is that it will go to max, and then what happens? Amazon says you've deactivated these listings because their price has gone too high, or maybe above Amazon's maximum price, which is going to give you IP complaints. And this tool will basically A, figure out what that maximum price is, and B, if it ever does go above it, which you'll get the email from Amazon, it'll bring it straight back down again and get your product selling again. In other reprices, I had to manually deal with this, which was a nightmare, by going into Seller Central, changing it there, changing it in the repricer, click active again. There's in Seller Snap, does it all automatically. And then on top of that, we have suppress buy box, what we want to do with that, and you have other settings that help you set out, but very simple. Now, on top of this, you're going to have inventory, so you can manage your inventory. For me, I don't even need to touch that. You're going to have your min maxes, and the one thing I really love about Seller Snap, which I'll share with you, is they have what's known as dynamic max pricing. One of the biggest pains we have is setting min maxes. With Seller Snap, it will set the max for you based on the market conditions. So again, you're not getting those price alerts, which I absolutely love. Now, the other part which I love is you can do what's known as tiered markup. Now, I love tiered markup because you could say I want like a 20% ROI. So it's basically going to take my cost and add a 20% markup on top of it, which is your ROI, and then that's going to be your min. Now, for me and my business, what I've actually found is I like to set mins on a per product basis. And we do this really, really easily. But if you want to do an ROI based, it can function and allow you to do this as well. Now, you can do it for FBA and FBM, but for me, I need to disable it, so not a problem. And then also as well, you can tell Seller Snap to auto adjust your min maxes, which is fine, or you can turn it off on a per SKU basis. So you can tell it not to adjust them. Now, when we talk about repricing rules, I created 2 rules for Seller Snap. One was AI default and the other one's aggressive. And I'm going to be honest, I've not used the aggressive at all because the AI has been great. And I'm going to show you the rules that I use right now in my setup. Now, what can you see in my AI default rule? We are basically using the AI repricer. This is great because it does down, it comes up, and it brings that price up overall, but it also makes sure that you get sales, which I really love. So it's not just going to sit on the buy box and you're not going to win sales. It will actually play with the price to make sure your products are selling, which I think is so, so important. Now, the next one is we apply a yo-yo. And I will say say there is a yo-yo in the AI repricing, but for me, I've just set it at 300 minutes, so basically once a day, and then stay at the max price of 30 minutes, because I just want to keep pushing that price up. I found that really important. Now, the other one I do is back ordered. If a product is back ordered, i.e. stuck in Amazon's FC fulfillment, moving around, for me, I like to push that high. Why? Because what I can do then is I can look at the keeper charts and I can see when it's gone high and then down to the price to start selling. And what I'm able to see is actually not how long the product's been on the listing, but how long has it been on the listing actively repricing. So I can get a much better picture of like what's going on with the product when I want to look at them. But again, that's just something that I've learned over years of experience. I like pushing things up high. Then the other one is competitor. I found, unfortunately, on Amazon, some competitors are just crazy. They will literally go, who is the competition? Undercut them by this much. So what do? We just sit above them. Like, we want to be 1p. We've got 4 cents here above. Why? Because we found that when we compete against them, they're pushing prices down to the floor. And we want to help the repricer identify that this person is actually a really, really bad seller. And there are a lot of new ones out there that do that. It's the worst thing ever. Then the final one I do is no purchase. So if I haven't had any purchase in the period of time, then I want the repricer to get more aggressive. So what have we done? We basically did 720 hours, 1 month, then start applying win buy box. Now I know that my min maxes are going to be updated every day, and I'm going to be looking at those ones whereby my min maxes are not right, the competition is below my min, so I'll update that. But then the repricer will only start getting aggressive if I'm not getting sales in a period of time. I love that. For this setting has just worked as a sweet spot. I don't have to touch anything. My products are shifting. If anything, they're selling too fast. I'm making too much money. Q4 is coming, and I'm going to run out of stock at this rate. But you can also add lots of other rules on. So you can see here, lots of other different things that you can do. But I will say the AI repricer is pretty amazing. You don't really need to add much to it. It will do most of it for you. But the other ones I've just added in because I've seen those and had conversations. I will improve them. Now, the final one is you can do integrations into Seller Snap. And this is just going to help you out in, if you're using other platforms, you can integrate into those. It's going to help you out as well. Now, what I will say is I'm going to drop a link down below where you guys can get a free trial of this repricing tool, which I've been using, and you can set it up exactly the same as I've set it up now and try it. I think it's just going to change the game for you. Not only is it going to help you get your product selling, you're also going to see the buy boxes going up and making more profits, just like I've seen in my business. And if you want to access that, have a look at the link down below. Check out Seller Snap today. It's going to change the game for you. Now, what I will say is hopefully you've enjoyed this video. And the one thing which I love about this is the fact that it's making my products sell. But finding products is a challenge. And if you want to know how I find products at just $3 per hour and the results we get, I mean thousands of dollars of profit per week, then check out this video around here. I can share with you exactly what we do and the way it works and the results we're seeing from that.